Hello and welcome to the second installment of the issue tracking system presentation. As you can see, I've rebranded my application into a Lite issue tracker engine and it is currently at version 1.3. Now, since last time there have been a number of changes, the most important one being the overhaul of the dashboard. As you can see, some information has been moved and other pieces of information have appeared. There are some charts here that indicate the logged hours over the period of a week, as well as an effort versus estimation of open tickets by type. These are the same charts that are found here in the analytics section. The difference here is that the charts are smaller on the dashboard in order to accommodate the reduced space, but in essence they display the same information. Also, if you look here, you can see that there are several panels with ticket information. So you have the open tickets that are assigned to the currently logged in user, as well as the tickets that are in testing for the same currently logged in user. Lastly, there's a recent activity panel which displays a sort of a log of the recent events that have occurred in the system. Another feature that has been improved upon is the display of tickets. And as you can see here, we now have a priority for each ticket indicated by an arrow which can point either upwards for more important tickets or downwards for less important tickets. And this can also be seen here in the panel. So you have a priority which can be major, standard or minor. Major and minor priorities are represented as arrows, whereas standard doesn't have any symbol attached to it. And another aspect, if you look at this modal, is that the information has been separated into tabs. If you remember, before in the previous presentation, the comments section was down below, so you had to scroll a lot to get to it. But in this iteration, the information has been moved here to a separate tab, which has retained the same functionality, with the exception that the timestamp has been altered in order to reflect a more, let's say, temporal flow of information, so that you now have the sort of interval at which the sort of moment at which the comment event occurred. So the first comment occurred 18 minutes ago, whereas the last one occurred 9 minutes ago. So in this respect, the information is more relevant. And well, if you look here, I've added also a comment count so that you now have the total amount of comments in your tab, so you can better see which task has the most stuff going on, so to say. Now, as opposed to the previous presentation, I'm going to also show you some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, namely the deployment scripts. So the first script actually deploys the database server, which is an application written in MongoDB, so to say. So this first script actually deploys the database server, which is a MongoDB application. And the second script deploys the application server, which actually does the whole business logic. And here we have several tasks that are run using grunt. And the first one concatenates the JS files and the CSS files, and copies them to the working directory and minifies them. And this other task will uglify the JavaScript files so that they're unreadable, whereas the last task will actually compile the less files into CSS. And that's about it regarding the tasks. Afterwards, the server is started, the data population is done. As you can see here, this is all sample data, so it's not added by hand because it would be cumbersome to do so every time I deploy the application. And well, lastly, the connection is established so that I can manipulate the data. And that's about it. So it's not exactly rocket science, but something near it. And that's it. So I'll see you next time.